Okay. Also,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, family and friends,
also a highlight of my trip.
go-kart racing.
We went go-kart racing. Indoor go-karts, they were electric.
They were.
Which is fun because you can kind of mess up and get your momentum back really quick because they have so much bottom end. And we had, how many of us total? 10 to 12 probably?
At
we
least.
had a big group.
Yeah.
Big group.
They had to split us up.
They had to split us up, which was unfortunate because what ended up, well, unfortunate or fortunate, depending on how you look at it. It created a scenario where we were all pretty fast. There wasn't really anybody in our group, I don't think, that was slow.
No,
We were all pretty fast.
Yeah. Within probably a second and a half from one another on lap times.
And so when we got split up, it would be about 6 of us and then about 5 to 6 miscellaneous people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And those miscellaneous people were, it was as if there was a competition to see who could be the biggest roadblock and the worst person to toss out there.
Right.
There was an Asian girl that it was her first time learning how to drive at a go-kart racing track. Not a great place.
Yeah.
I can see where where the thought was there.
We're practicing.
Yeah. At least it's not on the road, right? But I mean, the go-kart track, this poor girl, and a bunch of people not far off of first-time drivers.
Right. Yeah.
It created complete and utter chaos.
Lappers. They were beginning lappers and great obstacles for passing opportunities.
I saw you make some great passes.
Great passes. But yeah. Yeah.
That was a blast.
Chaos.
It was a blast.
It was
Normally
chaos.
in the past when I've gone to go-kart places like that, I can't do anything but win. I have to get the best lap time. I have to win. This time I really, and that was Grant this time, right?
Right.
Like
Grant was hauling it.
He only had one mission.
Yeah. One mission.
And that's normally how I am. This time I just would get in the mix and just race and battle the whole time.
Yeah.
So my lap times were horrendous. Sometimes I would have good ones. Usually they were horrible.
Yeah.
But I was always in some type of crazy battle, and it was so much fun.
Yeah. No,
It was
without a
so
doubt.
much fun.
Yeah, we were within, I think Grant got into the 20s.
Yeah,
High
I got
20s.
into the 20s. Mitchell got into the 20s.
Yeah, Mitchell got into 20s. And I might have been the slowest person out of the Moto Academy crew. But I was consistent. I was like around 22.5. And whatever I was doing, I will say it is super fun just to power slide that thing around, just let it unhook instead of hook up.
Okay.
I'm like,
so you were drifting.
I was
not
doing,
efficient.
I was working for, the drifting thing. I'm like, oh man, this is super fun.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean,
one of my highlights of that night also was watching Tony. Were you out with Tony when we were cheering him on?
Absolutely
or were you there?
not. Part of the reason why my voice is the way it is, and this happened 2 nights ago, is because we were yelling and screaming for Tony.
So somehow,
where did he come from? That dude, oh my goodness.
Somehow Tony ended up by himself in the last Moto.
At the last one.
By himself meaning he was the only one out of our group out there with a whole bunch of random people.
Yeah.
I don't know, still don't know how he got out there. It was he got an extra Moto. That was his 4th Moto. We all got 3.
Yeah.
So Tony ends up out there, and right away we all recognize that he's a little bit on the ragged edge.
Yeah.
A little bit on the ragged edge. And so what we all decided to do was just
pump him up.
Just pump him up a little bit more.
TMA cheer squad.
We just wanted to just get a little bit more out of him if we could. And it worked.
It did. And the more that we cheered, Tony decided to start removing hands from the steering wheels. So it was one hand, and then it was the other hand, and then it was
when he should be like apexing the turn.
Yeah,
he's still like this.
No hands.
Slamming into people, slamming into walls, taking himself out.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
And
I was dying.
Yeah, and apologies were given afterwards when Tony got off the track. Yeah, he was going over apologizing to people.
Was he the reason that the first timer flew into the wall?
No, absolutely not. But he did T-bone someone accidentally, and it was
pretty aggressive.
It was kind of aggressive, but I think it was completely accidental. So
it definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you watch Tony drive, there's not much that was intentional.
No.
Not much was intentional about
absolutely
that.
Not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
So,
other than the fist pumping.
Yeah, absolutely not. So But
That was a blast. I think that's honestly something that we should do with all of our trip giveaway winners because it just.
Oh my God.
Hello?
Who is it?
Hello? Hey, this is the Premix Papa hotline. Yeah, this is Albert speaking. Premix? Yeah, he's right here. Yeah, he just wrapped up his Moto Academy trip. You wanna ask him a question? Oh, it can wait? Okay, yeah, you call back in a little bit. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. All right, toodaloo.
Thanks, man.
Weird.
Top notch.
They never said who it was, but they're gonna call back later. I guess.
think I know who it might have been.
Okay.
Yeah, all two-stroke related, and I had a talk with this gentleman who shall remain nameless, but he's within the TMA crew, and something about his bike and my thoughts on it, but we won't go there.
Okay.
Anyway, go-kart racing. Thanks for that, man. That's great.
No problem,
man.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, make sure you go download them on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to watch full episodes or be a person that sends in your own video submission, go to club.themotoacademy.com and subscribe to join the Moto Academy family today.